A few months ago, I was in the middle of cleaning my living room when I discovered a mysterious black box underneath my TV that was covered with a thick layer of dust. Now, out of curiosity for what this mysterious item might be, I wiped away the dust only to discover that this was my Xbox Series X. I was shocked when I discovered it and even more shocked when I remembered that I had an Xbox to begin with. But unfortunately, my shock and awe soon turned into a deep sadness once I realized that I had spent $500 on a console that's just been collecting dust in my living room for the past year. But my poor financial decisions aside, if you ask why Xbox is in such a massive decline, most people would tell you that Xbox just doesn't have any exclusive games to buy their consoles for, and even if they do, it's already on PC, so what's the point in buying the console? And those people would be absolutely correct. But what if I told you that the Xbox console was doomed from the very beginning and that the only way to save it would have been through the Kinect? And yeah, I know it sounds crazy and a bit stupid, but hear me out. I think even if Xbox had more games, the Xbox console itself would eventually lose its purpose. And that's because Xbox is owned by Microsoft, who also owns the operating system Windows. And the Windows operating system is everywhere. It's used by 70% of all the computers in the world. So anyways, what I'm trying to say is that because Microsoft owns so much of the PC market, they would eventually port their exclusives over to PC anyways for maximum profits. And don't get me wrong, if Xbox had more games and better exclusives, it would certainly help with the brand and help them sell more consoles. All I'm saying is that because Xbox is tied to Microsoft, eventually any exclusives they might have would no longer be exclusive. But you see, that's why the Xbox Kinect is so important. Because I think most people just remember the Kinect as Microsoft's failed motion controller, and that one thing you would use as a backup microphone when your headset eventually broke. But in my opinion, the Kinect made the Xbox One and 360 truly unique. Because if you look at the Xbox Series X, it has no real selling point. And no, the Game Pass does not count. It's a general service that's offered across multiple platforms. The only thing close to a selling point I can think of is the backwards compatibility. And to be fair, the PS5 isn't doing that much better, but at least it has a cool controller in PSVR. And that's something, while Xbox currently has nothing. Keep in mind, the Kinect wasn't perfect. It had this bad habit of just not working at all sometimes. And that was not a joke. The Kinect was terrible at times. It was frustrating to use and just overall just poorly designed and implemented. But when the stars finally aligned and everything comes together, it worked perfectly. And during those times when it actually worked, there was nothing else like it. Full body motion control without any controllers whatsoever. It was honestly amazing, and I saw the vision. It's just the technology wasn't ready at the time. But instead of evolving the Kinect with each console generation or changing it to make it work better with our current hardware, they just abandoned it. And now we're just stuck with an Xbox with no unique hardware or features. Xbox just kind of feels stuck when it comes to their hardware. They've given us almost the exact same controller for over 10 years now, the only difference being the new ones have trigger vibrations. Also, I'm only referring to hardware. When it comes to software, Xbox is doing great. xCloud especially is fantastic. But that's the problem. It feels like Xbox cares more about xCloud and Game Pass than they do with the actual consoles that we purchased. But to wrap up this video, I think in order for the Xbox console to survive to the next generation, it needs to have some sort of unique hardware. Whether that be something related to VR or bringing back the Kinect, it just needs something as a selling point. Because as it stands right now, Xbox is more of a software company than it is a hardware company, which makes sense because, it's owned by Microsoft. And there's nothing wrong with Xbox developing their software further. As of right now, you can play the new Call of Duty on your TV, on your phone, everywhere. It's amazing. And all that is done seamlessly via xCloud and Game Pass. The only issue is that if you're an Xbox fan like myself and bought a Series console, you have made a very poor financial decision. But that's okay. We can all come together and grieve as one. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Please let me know if you have any thoughts on the Kinect or the Xbox in general down in the comments, and I'll see you next time.